Imagine you have $100 billion in your bank account and you have to invest it to get a return of 900%, which is $1 trillion on an investment of $100 billion. Where would you invest? Wait, don't test your brain. There's a man out there who has actually invested that much amount of money. The man we are talking about is the billionaire CEO of SoftBank, the Japanese multinational conglomerate holding giant. A lot of you may have heard of SoftBank because of the investments made by the giant in hundreds of companies out there. The richest man of Japan, Masayoshi Sun, also known as Masa Sun, at an event referred to as the Singularity, said that he believes robots will take over the workforce and machines will become smarter than people. So of course, Masayoshi Sun is on a mission to have a bite of every company that may bring this shift forward through artificial intelligence, transportation, food, work, medicine and finance. While he may seem a bit weird, but he has a plan. According to Masa Sun, singularity is the point at which artificial intelligence surpasses human intelligence, and he believes that moment is a little more than 2 decades away. He said, in the future a huge number of jobs which are presently done by humans will be done by robots. And he is not just talking about service jobs. He is talking about doctors, lawyers, engineers and even journalists. And to make his plan work, he raised a $100 billion fund he calls the Vision Fund. On the 27th of May 2017, SoftBank and the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, the kingdom's main sovereign wealth fund, partnered to create the SoftBank Vision Fund, the world's largest private equity fund. Saudi Arabia is the biggest investor in the fund. Its public investment fund agreed to inject a whopping $45 billion into the Vision Fund. But how did he convince Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman to invest such a huge sum of money into his visionary fund? When David Rubenstein asked how Sun had pulled off this remarkable feat of convincing the Arabs, to which he replied that he had told MBS, "I am going to give you a gift, a Masa gift, a $1 trillion gift." Okay, now it's interesting. You invest $100 billion, I give you $1 trillion. Rubenstein said, "I understand the story, you went in and in 1 hour, you convinced him to invest $45 billion. Masa Sun refused and said, "It's not true, it didn't take an hour. The Crown Prince agreed to invest $45 billion in 45 minutes. Well, that's $1 billion per minute. When it comes to the Saudi Crown Prince, one tends to lose sight of just how much money his government is eager to throw around. After all, he spent $500 million on a luxury yacht, $300 million on a chateau in France and $450 million on a painting which he then gifted to his friend and mentor Mohammed bin Zayed, the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, allegedly in return for another yacht. But $45 billion in 45 minutes? That's truly unbelievable. Did Mohammed bin Salman seek any economic advice on the Vision Fund? Perhaps not. Rather, he has hitched a very large chunk of the Saudi economy to a vehicle called Singularity, and to the world's greatest salesman of that vehicle, Masayoshi Sun. Other investors in the Vision Fund are SoftBank, contributing $28 billion, the Mubadala Investment Company, an Emirati state-owned sovereign wealth fund, contributing $15 billion, and the rest from other investors including Apple. But why is Masa Sun called the greatest salesman in the world? And how does he do these miracles? At age 19, Masa Sun got strongly infatuated by an integrated circuit featured in a magazine and realized that computer technology is the future and it would be the engine of the next commercial revolution. Masayoshi was a born entrepreneur. While pursuing his studies, he had developed an electronic translator that was sold to Sharp Corporation for $1.7 million. He earned $1.5 million by importing used video games and installing them in dormitories and restaurants. Masayoshi Sun founded SoftBank Group Corporation in September 1981. The company is headquartered in Tokyo. Masayoshi serves as its founder and CEO. SoftBank is a multinational conglomerate holding venture which holds stakes in many technology, energy, and financial companies. Recently, SoftBank was in the spotlight as it has invested huge sums of money in various startups in countries like India and China. The journey of SoftBank started in the year 2000, with an investment of $20 million in Alibaba, a startup that would eventually grow into a Chinese e-commerce giant. Alibaba went public in 2014, and at that time, SoftBank's 28% stake in the company was valued at $58 billion. Sun had also invested in Yahoo back in 1996 and reaped its rewards after the company went public 4 years later. The SoftBank Vision Fund is a venture capital fund founded in 2017. This is by far the largest technology-focused investment fund of all time. The SoftBank Vision Fund invests in emerging technologies like robotics, artificial intelligence, and the Internet of Things. The company aims to double its portfolio of artificial intelligence companies to reform real estate, transportation and retail. Speaking at the Future Investment Initiative held in Riyadh in 2017 about Einstein having an IQ of 200, he spoke about a future where AI measured by IQ will expand to 10,000. He talked about a world where humans would live with 10 billion robots with superintelligence, adding that they maybe will laugh at us. Right now, Sun is the one who can afford to laugh as he is the world's largest manufacturer of robots, the bulk of which he is selling to China. According to Masayoshi Sun, money is not important, what is important is human happiness. The coming age of singularity has the potential to bring happiness to all. The 8 billion humans sharing the planet with 10 billion robots possessing intelligence beyond our comprehension. He said that he doesn't think robots will attack us, we and they will become friends in harmony. SoftBank reported a profit of $45.8 billion in March 2021, thanks to the IPO of one of the crown jewels in its Vision Fund portfolio, the South Korean e-commerce company Coupang. SoftBank also benefited from the rising stock price of Uber, in which it had invested billions before the ride-hailing company had its IPO. DoorDash, another Vision Fund portfolio company, also had a successful IPO last year. SoftBank's Vision Fund has investments in companies like the online grocer GoPuff, self-driving car company Aurora, fitness tech company Whoop, TikTok parent company ByteDance and 197, the parent company of Indian digital payment system, Paytm. The profitable quarter comes after the collapse of the workspace sharing company WeWork. It has been a major blow to its primary investor, SoftBank's Vision Fund. The multi-billion-dollar fund is likely to lose billions on WeWork. Over $9 billion of the $100 billion Vision Fund was pumped into WeWork. But this can't rule out Masayoshi Sun's ability to come back, because before the dot-com crash SoftBank was valued at $200 billion and Masayoshi Sun was richer than Bill Gates for 3 days. And after the dot-com bubble burst it went from $200 billion to $2 billion and operated at a $1 billion annual loss for several years. Despite SoftBank's stock dropping 99% during the dot-com bubble, SoftBank has stayed alive, and Masayoshi Sun has stayed true to his course. SoftBank started in 1981 as a PC software distributor. Today it's more like Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, except for technology. SoftBank's Vision Fund has also invested a huge chunk of money in the Indian market. According to Rajiv Misra, the CEO of SoftBank Vision Fund, the fund has invested $2 billion in Indian startups initially and will continue to back tech businesses which are seeing improved efficiency by the growing digital adoption after the COVID-19 pandemic. In July 2019, SoftBank announced the creation of SoftBank Vision Fund 2 in participation with Apple, Microsoft, iPhone assembler Foxconn, Standard Chartered Bank, Japanese financial giants Mizuho Bank, Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation and MUFG Bank. The fund will reportedly focus on AI-based technology and reach an investment of approximately $108 billion, of which $38 billion would come from SoftBank itself. In May 2021, SoftBank announced the total fair value of both funds as of the 31st of March 2021 was $154 billion and the Vision Funds made a record profit of $36.9 billion due to its successful investment in Coupang. After announcing the success, SoftBank raised the size of Vision Fund from $2 to $30 billion and stated it plans to continue self-funding the second fund, although it might consider trying again to secure funding from external investors. Also, in May 2021, Bloomberg reported that Vision Fund could become public through a $300 million SPAC in 2021, listing in Amsterdam. What does the future hold for machines? How will robots affect society in 5 years, 10 years or 20? Will Masayoshi Sun's vision turn into reality? What will happen if robots outnumber humans? Will they attack us or will they live peacefully with us? Only time can answer such serious questions. Let's just wait and watch until the time comes.